What's up, everybody? I got a daily recap for you here today. First thing I want to tell you, though, before we get into the trading, I've got a promo for a metal credit card if you're interested. The company is Engraven. I'm going to put a link to their website, and I'm going to give you my promo code in the description to this video in the tweet down below. The code is AUSTINSILVER, my full name. That's going to get you 20% off your own custom metal credit card. They literally will put any logo you want on here. You could put a picture of me. You could put a picture of yourself, picture of Donald Trump, American flag, whatever you want to do. They literally rip the chip out of your current credit card. You send them the card, and then they send this back to you within like 2 or 3 days. So I'm really appreciative of them for doing the promo with us. It's so cool to now have the logo on the business credit card, and it works as a regular card with the tab pay, with the chip, the whole thing. So if you're interested, like I said, the code is AUSTINSILVER, 20% off, save you some money. Definitely get one. They're fun, they're cool, and then when you go out to dinner, you sound like a baller. Doesn't hurt. Some of us need those, kind of like, what's the word? Clout points, as the kids say. So there's the promo for today. Now, let's talk about the trades. I've got a couple that I want to go over. First thing is the overall P&L for the day. I have not uploaded it to my TradeZella, but I am down about $1,000 today, 800 on the XFAs and 200 on my instant funded account. I got a bunch of trades to talk about, so this video might be a little bit longer. As you can see, I'm down on each XFA 165, and I'm down 215 on Tradeify. So we're just going to go trade by trade. What I tried to do this morning at the 9:52 a.m. mark was I tried to work the break of the range to the downside back through for the double break stat to the upside of the range. I tried to trade off the previous day New York VWAP, like that's been working for me. But today it just didn't. The consumer confidence news sent us lower here at 10 a.m., and that's what took me out of the first trade. The setup that I'm trying to work looks like this. We've talked about it on a lot of my daily recap videos. Break the range to the downside, break the New York VWAP, trade to the top of the range, because that's the edge fill stat that says we should break both sides of the opening range about 70% of the time. You can also see that same setup here. This is Thursday of last week. So Tuesday and Thursday last week, we had this setup work really well. But notice the difference. This really sets good structure out of the range, whereas my trade today really didn't. I was apprehensive. I wanted to be long from the jump this morning because I thought we were going to 5,800 for a new all-time high. And we didn't. Shocker, but we didn't yet. So this was the first idea. Then I get back in once the news settles in. I don't really see consumer confidence news sending us into a sell-off today. I don't see any catalyst to send us lower. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe a bottom is in. I like that stop at about 10 points. I scalp this for about 4 or 5 minutes. I make some money on it to start to dig out of that first loss. On the first loss today, I took I think $200 hit, like minus 190. So I scalped a little bit of that back in the second trade here. Close that for a full win. Could have been more aggressive and taken the trade off right at that New York VWAP, but I didn't. I locked my stop and then I closed it here in profit. Just so everyone knows too, all of these VWAPs, previous day New York VWAP, today's New York VWAP, low of day VWAP, and the opening range levels are all automated for you guys if you use our new indicator. Thanks to Luxalgo. There's a link for that in the bio on my social media stuff, or just go to luxalgo.com/ASFX and that will come up. So that was the second trade, starting to make some of the money back. I tried again, same idea, long off the low of day VWAP, and I closed it right here as this candle started to present because that candle sliced through the low of day VWAP, which told me sellers were taking control and we could go lower. So I took a small manual exit there, and then as you can see, I'm down $330 at that point. Then I take the fourth trade, long finally, at 10:50 a.m. once we break the New York VWAP, which is a little bit higher of a price than I was trying to work here. But you can see if I wouldn't have closed that trade, I would have been stopped out anyway because it comes lower. The time to get long after we broke out of the range this morning was finally here at 57.67 once we broke New York VWAP. I closed the trade in manually here at opening range low because I had to leave to go get my beard trimmed. So I left the desk. I missed out on some of the move higher. Come back in the afternoon, and I took a trade here at 1 o'clock off the opening range high. I see higher highs and higher lows forming. I know we could take high of day VWAP and extend up to that 5,800 price level that I thought we would go to. You can see I added into this trade. So now I'm in not just on my XFAs, but now this trade I took on my Tradeify account as well. I was in here, hit stop loss here. That took me down 216 on the Tradeify account because I wasn't super heavy in it. So I was down 200 on this. Now on the XFAs at that point, I'm down $89 because I was able to scalp some back in the first one. Then I'm down after that trade. The final trade of the day was this one. So after I get stopped, I use that pin low as my stop loss. I don't get back in on the Tradeify instant funded because that one's up $2,500 right now. So I didn't want to take more risk on that. I just took my one loss and ate it. And I made back some money here on the XFAs to finish the day down 160 in each. You can see I took profit, or excuse me, I locked my stop here at the opening range high. So I couldn't lose any more money at the end of the day. And I even added some contracts as we broke the high of day VWAP. Sat through power hour where it basically didn't move anywhere except up and down 2 points. Closed 2 of it here. Tightened the stop up to 83.50 here. Took 3 more here. Full out here. And then if you look at the last candle of the day, if I pull up my trading view, look at that last candle. Of course, then it goes to freaking 93 and now it's moving even more here at the close. So overnight tonight, I'm expecting we go to 5,800. I wouldn't be surprised. But that was my trading for the day. I didn't give back all of the gains I made yesterday because yesterday I think I made like 1,300. Yeah, 1,300. And I'm down 1,000 today. So between the last 2 days, plus a couple $100. Not the end of the world. Would like to be up more. But the instant funded account is in a good spot to hopefully take a payout at the end of this month. And then I'm hoping to take a nice fat top step payout sometime in October. I won't say the end of the month because if it comes sooner, I'll take it sooner. But that was the day. I think I managed it really well. I mean, I would love to hear your feedback. Drop the comments. Tell me what you think. I think overall I did well considering the amount of trades to not be oversized, over-risked in any trade. And I tried my best to just keep working the longs because I knew they were in there. To be honest, it just really sucks I had to leave the desk for that one trade where if I would have just been able to stay in it, this 1050 trade, if I could have just held into this thing today, I think it would have been really good because that 67 price, if I would have held that, if we look here at TradingView, you can see that 67 here works all the way up to 90. So I was in at 67, could have caught 20 points to the upside there. Target would have been opening range high. The reason why I think that's a great trade is because you're looking for that 70% double break stat. So if you're long in here when we finally break New York VWAP, or even here when we finally break previous day VWAP, your target is the move outside the top of the range because we've already broken the range to the downside here, right? Now we need to go break the range to the upside. Remember, the stat from Edgeful says that happens 70% of the time, but it doesn't say what time of day it happens. So my takeaway from today is don't rush into the longs. I really didn't need to be long before the news. I could have been patient and waited and probably would have just taken this one trade, scalped it, made some money, been done for the day and missed this move still because I had to leave the desk, but at least I wouldn't have taken those early losses, which would have made me green on the day. So my takeaway from the day is to just be a little more patient, try to fight my eagerness, the eagerness that we all have when we're traders, and wait for the buyers to really step in, take that New York VWAP and give me that ideal setup that I've been working. So that's the update on the trades from today. That's the update on the P&L. You guys know about the Lux Algo indicator. We're good there. Get ready for a fun podcast on Saturday. Brett Simba, the CEO of Tradeify, the instant funding company that I've been trading with, he's on the podcast coming this Saturday morning. So get excited. If you're trading with us, I'll see you tomorrow morning on ASFX TV at 9:25 right at market open. We got a busy day on ASFX TV tomorrow. I'm kicking us off at the open. James finishes after me. And then we got Power Hour with me, Zach, and James to finish off the day. So if you're interested, link in my bio, head to www.asfx.tv. There's a free trial waiting for you. Come hang out. Come make some money with us. But until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow.